And for whatever reason, just save the taxpayers some money, just streamline this whole process.
Execution terrorism? Oh, tourism, tourism. Execution tourism. Oh, capitalists are fucking disgusting. I hate to say it, but shit, both have a point. I mean, economically and financially.
We have somebody who we brought here from Afghanistan, whom the devil.
Lawnmower of liberty, as Buff would say. Yo, that killed a lot of people. Anyways, Afghanistan. You executed somebody. In a stadium. Lawnmower. You know, he does have a point.
Wherever the fuck it was, took out Bin Laden, who was also, by the way, not armed at that point in time. They still plugged the shit out of that guy.
You know, he does have a point. Bin Laden was unarmed, so was the guy in Kabul. He was out on his balcony that we took out with the knife missile, the lawnmower of liberty, as Buff would say. Yo, that killed a lot of people. Anyways, Afghanistan. You executed somebody. In a stadium. With 10,000 people watching.
Fucking sand people, man, they never learn. They're just so uncivilized over there.
He was
Preparations complete.
Out of the Supreme Court of... I killed a lot of people. Anyways, Afghanistan.
Picture of the guy who ordered it. Yeah. That may call a whole lot worse, but some of you. Germany is using a Jewish air defense system? What kind of low-hanging fruit son of a bitch do you think I am?
The show to start. A story about the natural laws of the world.
But we couldn't sell the F-35 until we put ridges on the wings.
That is probably the worst joke about the F-35 that I've ever heard. And I'm him. You're a monster.
Yeah. That may call it a whole lot worse, but some of you didn't get that joke, and now you're going to be Googling, and it's going to be a very, very different world for you after that.
Getting back on topic. I actually just forgot this joke. I had it in my head, but I wasn't able to get to it. The Admiral you have in charge of the actual strike itself. Now he has to testify in front of Congress instead of the man who potentially ordered it. What are you talking about? He was the one who ordered it. There was a very specific instructions given to him, and he said, okay, I'm going to execute the commander's intent, which is what you get from the higher echelon unit, within the commander's planning guidance, which is, again, something you get from the higher echelon unit, and I'm gonna handle this job.
All I know is when they finally showed a picture of the guy who ordered it, he had a trident on his left side, which basically means that he has a PhD in laying pipe and stacking bodies. But I didn't hear anyone complain with those guys who also have those same fucking tridents kicked in at doors. Islamabad, Pakistan, wherever the fuck it was, took out Bin Laden, who was also, by the way, not armed at that point in time. They still plugged the shit out.
You know, he does have a point. Bin Laden was unarmed, so was the guy in Kabul who was out on his balcony that we took out with the knife missile, the lawnmower of liberty, as Buff would say. Yo, that killed a lot of people. Anyways, Afghanistan. You executed somebody. In a stadium. With 10,000 people watching.
Looks like we've been overdoing it a little lately. The world is starting to wake up to our existence.
Of killing 13 people, including an entire family. So the family...
Ironic, really. A secret organization that hunts down urban legends is becoming an urban legend in its own right.
You know, we happen to have somebody who we brought here from Afghanistan, whom the Taliban probably doesn't like very much, that we can tattoo across their forehead. I helped the United States recently shot and killed one of, but shot two, the members of the West Virginia National Guard. So what do you say we just deport that guy? Hey, Afghanistan, how long will it take us to get some tourist visas to that
If
young
that
soldier's
anime you just
family,
saw
and then they
is too
just go on over there?
popular, you can forget about going around just like that
Just save the
anymore.
taxpayers some money, just streamline this whole process.
Execution terrorism? Oh, tourism. Execution tourism.
I'll go ahead and put in a request for budget for a new uniform. But for this mission, you'll need to keep a low profile.
Shit, that's not the point. I mean, economically and financially, it would be cheaper for us to ship all of that young soldier's family over there to watch the execution and deport the guy than it would be to
Is
kind of
that
get
clear,
around for the
Agent?
rest of his life. That's shit. I'm stuck. How about the New York Times suing the Pentagon over their new rules? Journalists saying that it goes against your
Are
First
you already aware of the anomalous phenomena that have been observed in the
The
city?
Freedom of Information Act doesn't pertain to classified information, so all they do is they'll take something that's unclassified, add something slightly classified to it, and then bring it to a higher classification. Now, boom,
Inexplicable.
congratulations,
Oh,
it can't be represented
so,
to the news. They'll just do that with everything. It's just one additional step. So congratulations, you have access to everything that's unclassified. Ta-da! Nothing's unclassified
Our
anymore.
organization, the Adamus, is a special investigation bureau that looks into these kinds of anomalies away from the public eye.
I was just hanging out last night and he said he needs a bear. And I haven't seen him yet. It's not like him, he usually tells me everything.
He's a raccoon, they're squirrely. I'm sure he's just hanging out in a tree, sleeping, just relaxing or something like that. He'll be back in no time.
This mission is no
Did
exception, of
I
course.
take them?
So do take.
News about you that you do.
I personally wasn't satisfied with the results of our last mission, since we let the target escape at the
Page, and they
last
found
minute.
him passed out in the lavatory.
Let me see. Is he furry? About a foot and a half tall? Black and gray? And, really just doesn't like the Jews very much.
But the
I thought
higher
anyone
ups
freaks
really
out.
value the
Each
data
and
we
every
obtained during the mission. Hence their high hopes for us today.
It's probably him. I'll send him for pick him up and get him back to the hangar. Let him rest off his wounds. You gotta keep a better eye on him.
I'll send the coordinates to your digivice. Check your map and approach the target location.
He got some evidence that he found in the Beijing's hangar.
Holy shit.
That's where that was meant, dude.
Again,
Depending on
don't
how
pull
much
your
it's
cover.
completely
And let's pray that the anime from earlier doesn't become too popular.
I'd have forgotten to breathe, dude. That's it.
Right. Get Franklin back
Now
over
then,
to his hangar.
it's time to start the mission. I'm counting on you.
Shake down the B2's hangar.
I'm about to set a new world record for the most controlled vitamins ever taken by one entity. Let's fucking go, dude.
Kid, I expected you to be at least a little more responsible than this. Like, seriously, you're the first one getting the dedicated loyal wingman. And now Northrop Grumman has published their version, and you were supposed to be testing it.
Just so you guys know, this is all made up for this next part. It's just part of the joke. We know fuck all about these systems right now. So yeah, I've been taking them all out, taking them for spins. Some of them really cool, and some of them are super boring. I don't dig the whole yes man thing. Sometimes I want to fight for my opinion, right? So that kind of eliminates one of them. It's really one of them. He thinks he knows everything. I don't know about that. And the last one, not super. Systems are pretty good. Danger does not like minorities.
Oh, shit, I want that one. Can we make sure that one's assigned to me? Oh, man, I get like 4 or 5 of them. Give me a ring and, like, create my own racist version of Captain Planet. Homophobia, Islamophobia, prejudice, racism. With your powers combined, I am Captain Racist.
Film 2 is out, and in this video, we're going to be fully breaking down all the lore, implications, does it follow the game, who the characters are, and everything else in between. Believe you me, if you're a seasoned fan or brand new to the franchise, you're not going to want to miss a single bit of this, because it does change everything we thought we knew about the FNAF game timeline and the FNAF movie timeline. So you're going to need to know this. And it goes without saying, this video is not spoiler free. We're going to be discussing things which are potentially missed in there and how it changes the film. So this is your spoiler warning, which brings me on to and everything else in between and all the questions. And I've got some really good ones, such as why are the wizards now called prototypes? What happens to Michael at the end of the movie? He just gets up and walks off. We don't see him again. Where was Garrett the entirety of the film? And the big one for me is, how is Michael actually controlling assembling the toys at the end of the movie. Now don't worry, we're going to answer all of them. First, let's just give a bit of background on the FNAF 1982 pizzeria. And immediately, the big one for me is that it tells us FNAF 2 is set in 1982. Now I know if you've played the games, FNAF 2 is set in 1987, but in the movies, it's set in 1982. So what does that mean for the franchise? Does it change the game's lore? And how do the toys fit into it? Well, if you know the games, you'll know that FNAF 1 is set in 1993. FNAF 2 is set in 1987. Secret of the Mimic, the latest game, is set in 1979 and is setting up Fredbear's Family Diner and the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza post 1979.
I see you've reached the
Does that
specified
mean
coordinates.
because the movie has shown us that in 1982 they had the first restaurant with the toys?
the wall
Does that mean
with
the
enough-
game is following the same thing? Well, obviously not.
Yes,
Games
the-
tell
but
a
a wa-
different story because in the movie, the opening credits
Ours
tell us
and-
that Fazbear Entertainment's new restaurant in 1982 was
That's
shut
right.
shortly after
Try and-
the incident with the puppet. Now, the puppet in itself is a completely different ballgame in the movie to the games, but we'll get onto that in a minute. The game obviously has the bite of 83, you know, with the crying child in the mouth, not the bite of 87, a completely different bite, but the bite of 83. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that the movie's timeline is completely separate.
Almost
So
up to the
when I say
Roman
that, well,
champions.
obviously the dates are completely wrong. For them to shut in 82, 83, and then reopen this new pizzeria sometime later on, doesn't really make sense. I'm sure you would say that Charlotte Emily was killed in 82, and then 5 years or more had passed, and then they shut after 87. That would match up with the games, because the pizzeria is still operating with the toys in 87. Sure, you could say that, but if a kid dies in the pizzeria, they're likely going to have that investigation immediately and shut down just after that, right? It wouldn't take several years for them to shut down. You could say that the numbers slowly dwindled over them years and then they shut down, but I don't think that to be the case. I think the timelines here are completely separate. Now we've covered the FNAF debate of the
just now
timeline.
was
Obviously,
likely
they're
one of them. I
separate.
managed-
Circus Baby, see
But the actor-
Grafton's house. Now,
We're
we
all
know Essa has this
Check it
dream
out.
sequence, kind of like Mike does all the time in the first movie. She's doing the same thing in the second. She's delving in. She's going to try and confront her father, William Afton, in her dream, like Mike tries to find Garrett in the first one, right? In this dream, she sees her father on the top floor in a room. She goes in this room.
An update. I'm sending you an additional mission. Someone is requesting aid into the target coordinates. That person had already been a normal...
And the evidence that wasn't available first to the grand jury.
You know, I've never had
It seems you just... Phase 11. Adamus has... The analysis...
Testimony in the grand jury.
Going
He said
forward.
Pacheco did to Morgan.
Naturally.
Just in his place in the cast.
The connection will...
On 19.
Digimon! Sorry about that.
Here we go. Contact with hostile... Digivice activated.
Not only did the shell manage to
because of their own incompetence, the lectures relate them has been replaced. Seems to indicate a lot of
we didn't know.
Here we go.
Evidence until a witness alluded to it during his grand jury testimony.
that is a newly discovered in my book. Need to read this.
Here it comes! Knuckle Peter!
How big is it? Yeah. Well,
It's
pause the tapes. They enhance the audio from 3 sources.
Here we go.
Leave the ocean way back.
The public, the it allows you.
Well done. Well done. Good, good. Good, good. Great. Great.
Issue subpoenas. Unless every officer say Rodchenko disobeyed the order, its meaning is pretty clear. It was an order to fire on tear gas and beanbags. Green light, green light.
Do it.
Or you could mean anything. Students in Kent State University. Be an influence what they want. They won't care all the legend. If an officer Rodchenko violated some department.
Here goes!
Discuss the ground control measures during a tactical briefing prior to being deployed, and then again at the point. Thank you, sir.
Officer Rodchenko wasn't under your command, is that right? So he was not the practical brain.
No, it wasn't.
Her testimony that there was flying in green.
The target coordinates are just ahead, but there appears to be an obstacle in your path.
Seeing that only the weapons that you were able. Yes, we need some command. Red light, green light. It's the same command. Non-lethal and lethal weapon.
Your Digimon.
Circumstances determine the type of force.
Objection, non-responsive. Strike. Sustained and stricken. Same command or lethal weapons? Yes or no, Sergeant?
Yes, same command.
There.
Sergeant, please complete your answer about circumstances that determine the use of
Unless threatened with the imminent use of deadly physical force, an officer may not discharge his weapon.
Thank you.
Oh shit. Ultimate.
Maybe 500 demonstrators. Regular officers who raise. Never happened. Somebody with a bandana over his face into a bomb. Being attacked. Then I heard command voice coming from the main line voice saying green light. Green light. And what did you understand that mean? Was it ordered to fire my weapon? My weapon. Something weird. Then fire. Fire twice. And then what to do? I was able to retreat. Rejoin my unit. It wasn't until later I found out one of my shots killed Soriano. Need for that to happen. And so sweet. Firing from a live round is a serious thing.
Hey, over here!
Danger and has no other recourse. I was in danger.
Come on! This way! Run! Hurry!
Don't get down following orders. Yes, sir. Red light, hold your fire. Green light, fire. Yes, sir. How about facility regulation 4-1? It's auxiliary officers preparing.
Ultimate.
Okay.
It's a
regulation, you violated that Friday.
Let's go.
Correct? Yes, sir. You pick and choose which orders to follow depending on your mood.
Thank goodness we finally found.
Why did you violate regulation 4-1?
We wear a uniform, a badge. Walk the same streets, take the same risks as regular cops.
What do you mean, real cops?
We are real cops.
What do you mean? I was trying to catch up with...
Police department doesn't
Hey,
seem to
where did he go?
Isn't it true they assign you to
Well,
playgrounds and
maybe he
pools?
went...
That in emergencies, the department calls up retired police officers before they call in auxiliary officers. All true?
Yes.
And when they
Seriously,
need
what's
to
with
face
you?
that
We have to
major
get-
mob, they send you out there with nothing but a plastic shield.
I'm guessing she's the target for our additional mission.
Yes.
She's not making a home. It's highly...
That's
What I
right,
still
it
want.
does.
I'll check the database.
You arm yourself.
Even though she
You're
piques
gonna
my
find
interest.
yourself gunned down like a
We
dog.
can't
You
allow-
can't. No, I can't. Even if your department treats you like
That is right. That is how they treat us.
Is that what you were thinking? They ordered you to just stand there and get pelted by drops and bottles. They don't respect you. No, they don't. And they ordered you to launch into that angry mob with your can of pepper spray. No respect. No, sir. No respect for the real cops.
No, that angry mob.
Those thugs, they will respect you.
Yes.
Those bottle-throwing thugs.
Yes.
Like Ignacio Perez.
Yes.
Via Soriano.
Yes.
Via Soriano.
But a major...
A thug? Mr.
There!
Oh, don't scare me. We should be getting close to the government building.
You didn't need an order to shoot somebody, did you, Mr. Rancho?
Wow.
You already decided before you got to the park, and you didn't care who. Withdraw.
If there's no redirect, you're excused, Mr. Machenko. Sidebar. We have an addition to the witness list and expert witness. Pertaining to prosecutorial discretion, I want to call
Wow.
Assistant District Attorney Joshua Latham.
That is completely improper. Mr. Latham was once the prosecutor assigned to this case. He's privy to confidential communications relevant to the case. He shouldn't be allowed to testify.
If Mr. Latham reveals anything that Mr. Court feels confidential, he's free to object. If your witness crosses the line, I'll object and bounce him out of here. Have Mr. Latham here first thing tomorrow morning.
Wow!
Should have known he would come quietly that good night. Is there anything I should know that was said between the two of you? Already knows the gist. Yeah, it's a problem. I can whip up with their emotions and I to exclude Latham. I look like we have something to hide. Let Latham have his day. Now I know why Adam Schiff was so grumpy.
Mr. McCoy instructed me not to bring up Ignacio Perez's criminal record to the grand jury. He was right. I was under no obligation to, but I felt the grand jury needed to know so they could weigh Mr. Perez's credibility as a witness.
What did the grand jury ultimately decide?
They decided not to indict Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. McCoy was very unhappy. He removed me as chief prosecutor investigating a dispute.
What, if anything, contribute to his
Later, he told me that he believed Mr. record speaks for itself.
Are you...
As assistant district attorney, he often used his prosecutorial powers to engage in social activism which may have a liberal agenda. He was often reprimanded for it by previous district attorneys. But now that he is the lead district attorney,
Do you have an opinion? Prosecuted for his actions?
yes, in my opinion,
It is time! Transcendent Sword!
decision of no indictment. Mr. McCoy had granted an indictment to the second grand jury that week.
During
serving for 21 years.
Now.
Police officers prosecuted as excuses every day.
You will never see it come. Transcendent sword!
Sarah Gray killed fired him.
Are you okay?
Base numbers. I get the idea I can do this job without the politics and stay above.
You will never see it coming. Supreme Cannon!
Communications officer. Press conference.
Leave this to me.
Answer them. They go fast. Without regard for where they lead, and it was clear to me that the facts here led directly to an auxiliary officer blindly firing an unauthorized weapon at a crowd of unarmed civilians. No one is denying these facts, so to me,
He might have stopped. We
need
need to hurry to...
Then explain why you fired Mr. Lee. I didn't fire him because of his failure to get an indictment.
That Digimon anomalies, we have to...
His own inability to remain objective. I fired him because he told me that I couldn't be trusted. And I can't rely on an employee who doesn't trust me. Not when people's rights and freedoms are at stake.
I'm counting on you, Agent.
Would you like cops?
Some cops I like a lot. I respect police officers. I appreciate the difficulty of their jobs. I respect the standard they hold themselves to.
But you prosecuted cops.
I prosecuted individual cops.
On more than one occasion. In fact, you've worked on more prosecutions of police officers than anyone in your office. Is that right?
Maybe because I've been there the longest.
You prosecuted cops, big tobacco, big pharma, pro-life groups, anti-gay activists, gun manufacturers, the whole liberal hit list. Isn't that right?
I took the cases that landed on my desk.
In fact, you went out of your way to fabricate cases to service your liberal agenda.
That's not true.
Not true. Didn't you bend the law so egregiously in your illegitimate pursuit of a gun manufacturer that the judge had to set aside the jury's guilty verdict in the interest of justice? Didn't the judge have to, as Mr. Latham testified, rein you in?
It was recently discovered your Digivice. The Digivice, we call this system.
Prosecuting a sexual predator. I was framed in for prosecuting a bunch of Russian gangsters, killed the prosecutor, and almost blew up the police station.
Maybe sometimes by accident you are on the side of the angels, but Mr. Latham's right. You can't be trusted. You're out of control. Isn't that the bottom line on you, Mr. McCoy?
The bottom line, Miss Sanders, where there's a law, I'll enforce it. Where there's a crime, I'll prosecute it. Where there's a victim, I'll speak for that victim. That's my bottom line.
It's also...
No more questions for this witness. As to the first count of the indictment, murder in the second degree, has a jury reached a unanimous verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honor. We find the defendant guilty.
As of the second count of the indictment, attempted murder in the second degree,
what happened?
We find the defendant
Could
guilty.
this be what the... Maybe something's happened. We can't ignore... Target coordinates set to.
That's it. All 700 pages. A copy for each one.
So what's the final verdict? Police right or not?
I'll tell you
There!
Both sides will be angry. Sounds like you got
It looks like a Digimon has been analyzed enough and is just like... That's from... You can learn understanding.
What's this? It's one of the titles from Bobby Kennedy's campaign in '68. Found it on eBay.
You can do this! Well done. Great. You can do this. Do it.
In the criminal justice, the people are represented by separate and equally important. The police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
About a 6-foot-tall patient, about 150 pounds, sort of an average-sized person. I'm going to start my incision about 10
You got it.
above the tip of the trochanter. I find that about the right height for an average-sized patient. I'm going to make an incision of about 10 to 15.
It's go time! Jimmy Darts!
I'm sorry.
Refreshed. Deducting one of the things. Halfway through the job, I'm sure this guy knows. We find some out. There's his detail. Talk to the people that organize this conference. Everybody checked out of the hotel this morning. Housekeeper found a bunch of kids. Hey, Joe. If he was using the hotel internet, did you get a printout of his browsing history? Sure. Hair of blood on myself to show. Also, that looks like acute cerebral hemorrhage from the below the head. Treatment in 90 this morning. It's a lot of blood. Yeah, it looks like that put out at least 3 or 4 times. Well, just Amtrak, tell you. It's him, Street.
Wow.
I say PM. So you're going to hear me voice on that night.
There.
It's go time! Jimmy Darts! Here goes!
Wow. You got it.
It's go time! Jimmy Darts! Here goes! Here goes! Hey! Hey!
That way.
It's go time! Jimmy Darts! Here goes! Here goes!
Now. Please. I'm sorry. Great. Wow. Please.
It's go time! Jimmy Darts!
It's getting worse.
Wow. Much appreciated. Everyone! Do it!
It's go
Wow.
Your Digivice also, their sense of...
Do it!
I wasn't trying to hide anything from you. I was just, afraid. That's what I'm saying. Andy followed away from his son.
What the fuck?
My wife died. That's what she was. I played golf.
Well, she got killed.
Look, over here!
Mandy's mind is compromised. She thinks she invited me. She also believes you were the one that tipped off the police. Another one of Mandy's stories. Yeah, but her friend that was 6 years ago. These people are still in jail for being detected. I think this is about Dr. Burns. Starting to look like the attempt on Garrison's life is about something that happened in South Carolina.
Because his daughter was dealing drugs there?
It's possible he now got her clue. Whether he did or not, man, that's obviously what did.
Oh, it's not that easy to move a sentenced prisoner to another state. And the man who knocked on Burns' door looked at Garrison did have a southern accent. Go home and back.
Mandy Garrison went over for dealing meth. She got 5 years. He got 10. He's incarcerated down the green.
Does anything suggest that somebody in Mandy's crew had a problem with her? Would have taken it out on her father?
Dude, I gotta tell you, the workaround was with life memories. Getting free while up there tweaking, traveling to New York with a 6-year-old brother seems a little foolish.
Stores the works of execution.
Tar goes up once the execution's carried out.
There!
Yeah, that one's a heartbreaker.
Wow!
2 little kids. Jury says that the bastard died.
Wait, I read about that. The guy survived his lethal injection.
Yeah, that was a stroke. Animal institution. Now he's eventually in prison hospital. They went on to get a half a star.
The execution there is obviously.
That's right.
They're not innocent.
South Carolina law prohibits me from dealing with any person involved in an execution.
This was a weird connection. Person. It's an argument.
I could not provide administer legal
There.
protection to the state.
You got it! What?
Already
What in the world?
situation not your concern today.
Somebody tried to kill Dr. Harrison last week.
Horse.
An attack?
Only
Is that
because
what
it's like
caused
a
the
guy
crash
next
just
time
now?
do it right.
The whole building shook like crazy. All this rubble came crashing, but then you showed up and...
Can't tell you you're on the wrong track. No.
Me? I'm Digimon. All this rubble came crashing, but then you showed up.
Everyone. Some people are mad Artie suffered. Others are mad he didn't suffer enough.
I don't know.
These 2
I
guys
just
might
want
have put in
to...
prison.
Artie and his brother Shane got into it with Jamie Yost in the parking lot. Artie killed Jamie's grandkids and his only son. Jamie was here to see him
Huh?
die.
I don't think I can. You did clear away that rubble for me, though. I feel... Okay, fine.
I don't know what, brother, done. Show me.
See him after that?
No, but the cop put a car outside my house for a while. But,
Good word?
they told me to be careful, but that ain't nothing. It ain't hard to see. Worse than what his brother always did.
No, this is bad.
Great.
God gave you my letters.
Not working with you, yeah.
True. About one state of South Carolina.
From here? You want me to fly to the other side from here?
Mention all says.
Why did you take your anger out of
What? Okay, I'll try. Well, grab on. Here goes.
So you're sure Dr.
It's no good. We're going to make an emergency landing right there.
Sure you would.
Last week. I'm out.
Mulberry Bistro has an exquisite cuisine.
We're actually just looking for
Oh, most of our New York guests are from some of the local overseas.
This is the closest hotel to the present day.
Closest one is not enough.
Did Dr. Horace Garrison ever stay here? Maybe came to play golf?
Oh yes, Dr. Garrison stayed here several times. What's funny is the second person is not his accidental. Forget the name. He said the doctor or he was medical advice no longer. I think he know.
Did you give him Dr. Garrison?
Let me tell you about Digivolution. Doctor you, and that you might
Good. Sam knows how to Dr. Garrison's here on the same night. Right again, he was here February 19th and 20th. He was also here. Yes.
You recognize the man that came in asking his own guys?
Oh yes, that's him.
This guy right here, Shane, what do you
I don't know. The other man, Alicia Man.
There must be some mistake. I ain't seen some couple for years.
You were here last week. Without me, this.
Downstairs.
Then we'll have to ask the doctor himself to investigate murder. It was you. Stands. No, it's right. Yeah, that was right. You said it seems you didn't recognize it. You made a mistake, Mr. Hughes.
Get ready! Pepper breath!
Jason and Raymond friends this week. I'll be handling this case.
You got it.
Thinking it was Dr. Garrison.
Stays inside the execution.
have to eliminate your psyche to journey. See, why he didn't try to kill the doctor who didn't get the job done. Take it from the South Carolina.
I'm here to judge or blame, which is what prosecute our case.
You really think Jamie was trying to kill Morris?
He stopped him way in New York City.
How did he figure out?
You tell me. I know the doctor's identity is supposed to be. He was thinking again. I thought it was.
They approached a couple of guys all strapped down. Do you know how he found them? I know.
That one!
Their names. Their identities were taken too.
If we can't connect the dots, you'll explain them for me.
We've been confused. You know, build your case.
Carolina law is very clear. Any person participating in an execution are guaranteed the end of their life.
Why?
Here
I was a Yo's got the wrong guy. If anyone should be motivated to put Yo's behind bars, it's Garrison.
I'm counting on you.
You think I was the doctor in Hardigan's execution?
All of your stays with the cardinal coincide with executions. This one's fixing that.
Jamie Yo's.
Get ready!
You can't do that. Three, you're in danger.
Poses the threat to me anymore.
Huge.
He gets his identity through thumbs and reputation. You understand your boundaries. You think they ain't shoot. That's why he's supposed to pray for families of the unfortunate executed. I didn't sleep.
How would we make a deal? The search and replies
Now.
revealed that nothing we don't know if he was in the truck. If he wasn't in New York, that's his alibi. It's great. There's no any other.
This man, the only today.
Data Crusher!
Garrison,
I have more than 19.
you can't establish a link between my client and the doctor.
Please.
That's right. That leaves you with a circumstantial case with unprovable circumstances.
It's go time! Fairy darts!
Garrison doesn't expect
You prepare to save this execution. But you can't.
Get ready! Pepper breath!
Prison Lawrence and Garrison on top.
South Carolina, to Washington, transmission. So we'll locate them open.
Are you okay?
Take years. I feel that the execution.
Less long, might be faster.
Good. Arrest Dr. Garrison. For what? 2 counts of murder. Murders on Moses LaSalle and Lamont Pennebaker. LaSalle and Pennebaker were executed by South Carolina while their death penalty appeals were still pending before the Supreme Court.
Because it takes 4 votes to grant an appeal and 5 to stay in execution.
Dr. Garrison and
Do it!
them sure their cases had been exhausted.
Wow.
But these so-called murders occurred in South Carolina. Dr. Garrison's license qualified him to perform these executions.
So this is about
Wow.
pushing Garrison to cooperate with us.
That's one interpretation. Both these killers were given legal death sentences. They weren't legal until the Supreme Court said so. I don't know that I can defend this against the motion to dismiss. I'll defend it. Arrest Garrison.
Sure not. We don't have any prayers. Destroy everything.
There's nothing wrong with this mistake.
To dismiss these outrageous charges.
For the state of South Carolina. South Carolina killed these men while they're abused. And they go arrest the governor. 5 Supreme Court judges from the Grand States. I would if I had jurisdiction.
The executions did occur in another state. How do you have jurisdiction?
Dr. Garrison practiced medicine in New York City. He has a New York State medical license. But these executions occurred 500 miles away. They imported a doctor because they couldn't find one in their own state. Like the mob, bringing in an out-of-town hitman. New York has a compelling interest to see that its doctors don't participate in these barbarian...
Great.
Slim Fred, I like it. You like it because you agree with his politics. That's right, Mr. White. And I'm not dismissing the charges. Next stop, federal court. I doubt a federal court will. If I were you, Mr. Weller, I wouldn't put your client at risk before a New York City jury.
You expect me to plead guilty?
Testify at your trial. I'll make this go away. Don't let him blackmail your horse. You've already been out of time. Do you really want the additional notoriety of a murder trial?
Wow.
I don't have any choice, do I?
I'm impressed, Jack. You really went out on a limb. Make sure it was worth my while. Now we can establish Yo's motive. The defense is likely to try something unconventional. For instance, putting lethal injection on trial, an appeal to the jury's political views. That shouldn't be a problem. Because Lord knows, something like that never works.
I met Warden Temple.
Great.
And we became friendly. And one day he asked for my help with life, Doctor. They were about to carry out lethal injection.
That shape and structure. It's man. Why did the government?
Why didn't you find a doctor?
The nation.
Position to do.
Why did you choose that?
It was more humane than allowing some poorly trained paramedic.
Did you preside over the execution of Lionel Hardigan earlier this year?
I didn't preside. I administered the chemicals prescribed by law.
Wow.
And the execution went awry.
There was a problem with the injection site. The procedure was compromised.
Are you aware of it, Jamie?
Yeah.
For that.
Surgeon by trade.
Before surgery anymore, I was diagnosed
Sorry.
with Stockholm syndrome in 1997.
That didn't stop you from administering lethal injections.
Well, it's like comparing making paper airplanes with building a 747.
Yet you went to South Carolina to help them make paper airplanes. It was to treat you like a real hero.
I didn't get paid a cent.
I'm sure they gave you the respect and adulation you received as a surgeon. And on top of that, you got to make
Injection. Stay.
Data crusher!
His vein became inflamed.
Poison chemicals leached into tissue rather than his bloodstream.
That's correct. Here at the injection site, he started focusing and lapsed into unconscious.
Now.
The IV popped out his arm, blood sprayed all over the blood chamber.
Then the crypt.
You're gonna try to get to your chemistry.
I told Temple to continue. We would need to go on.
Disturbed, I'm not having a doctor. Or embarrassed.
Person. It's supposed to go on.
Any further?
People rest.
Approach.
That one!
My first witness. Testify that the patient's been condition. The execution is finished.
I know. That's Chambers. Now. Hardigan's in a vegetative state.
Jury is a experience Mr. Ghost's be a better Murder introduced Exhibit 23, His executions by shrouds. Your sealed title condemned horribly happened. To what end?
Now.
Traumatized by what he witnessed, his outburst against the man he believed was Dr. Garrison's true. Yes, doctor, not hardigans, minus the fiction.
Thank you for that, Lizzie. Thanks, got you this one.
Now.
Mr. Hardigan's IV failed during the administration of sodium bicarbonate. The energy is filtered to cause respiratory loss.
His breathing stopped.
Data crusher!
Which means what?
His brain was starved for oxygen. He lapsed into a vegetative
Are you okay?
Something painful, doctor.
agonizing. His muscles were starting cramping, and felt like it was going to explode.
And with this suffering, this
The trembling that Mr. Hardigan is experiencing now is similar to what Mr. Yost would have seen from this room, but the convulsions were much stronger.
Thanks.
Man, you murdered children. Saying it like that doesn't bother me. You're serious? I was. I'm sure some of the jurors were too. Which means they'll get back. He's making this thing. She has to do that. After he tells the jury how his name is. Yost killed
No, we shaved them good.
Data crusher!
Got pee.
Much appreciated.
How'd you handle this tragedy, Jake?
No part. This was my only strength. No words. I waited 9 years for part of it. Get what he had coming to him.
To attend his execution?
Yes, ma'am, but it went bad just like they said.
How did that make you feel?
I expect to come out of there with this weight off my shoulder. I just went bang there. And I had to watch Hardigan turn into some kind of victim. That's me up.
So what did you do?
Stayed drunk most of the time. Then when I finally got my head together, I had all this hurt building up inside of me. I just finally talked to the man who messed up the execution. And I'm glad to be able to get some peace.
What steps did you take to find him?
Once I got his name, I looked him up on the internet. I saw that he'd gone to the medical conference, so I decided to just go up there and see if I could find him.
Find him and do what?
Get him to tell me what's wrong with you. I guess I wanted to I told him who I was, he had to know what I was talking about. You know that.
Champions. Tatsunoma!
Wow!
And we didn't know this before because when he talked to the cops, he says they wanted information about Dr. Burns.
Young Clark Garrison never got the note.
So we're gonna have to follow.
You got it.
She didn't take the ghost yet. That's what pushed him over the edge.
And offer him that one.
I don't believe that either.
We're making a choice, Mike. We can't go to verdict and keep this thing a secret.
I'll ask you again, Dr. Garrison. Ask Clark to give you a note to understand. Yes. And instead of meeting with the defendant, you from Dr. Burns and neglected it.
Much appreciated.
I had no idea my
Everyone.
life was in danger. I was just trying to protect my identity and avoid an unpleasant conversation.
Thank you.
So, at the end of the day, sir, Dr. Burns died because you wouldn't have a word with my client.
I didn't know this would happen. Think it through.
Lionel Hardigan was supposed to pay for what he did. He was supposed to be executed. And Jamie Yost was finally going to get some measure of peace and closure.
Do it!
Instead, he witnessed a whole show and drove even harder professional moments into therapy. Then, he watched Hardigan become the darling of the anti-death penalty crowd, and when Jamie finally reached out for answers, he was stuck. Precisely. Does anyone else? It deserved to be in harm's way. It's not Jesus. My client is suffering. Please help these men.
Sorry for your loss, Mr. Yost. I can't imagine. But it doesn't justify what you did. The defendant coolly and deliberately tracked Dr. Garrison down, filled with rage he knew might easily spark the violence. This wasn't post-traumatic stress. This was a thirst for revenge. He couldn't have against Lionel Hardigan. He lost some of his left of his life in this courtroom. Wasn't that enough retribution? Did killing an innocent man bring back the defendant's family? Or was it just another wasted life? Mr. Yost knows better than anyone in this courtroom. The person responsible for the pain and the sadness inflicted on Dr. Burns' family should pay.
I can't predict what awaits you. These folks, yet people, no one is...
Digimon bar!
I choose the jury's out about the submission.
What do you take?
What's all this? Why are Digimon gathering on the roof?
You excuse us for a second?
not.
Here comes trouble.
Just because you feel sorry for their behaviors, I'll take that.
This hostile using how well all the.
It's just thank you.
It's go time! Jimmy Darts!
15 to 1. I'll take it. On the mission. Y'all guys got bears.
Get ready! Pepper breath!
Don't. Just exploit that in my gut. It's a deal, Mr. Ghost.
Here goes! Real fast!
Places. Preparations complete. No!
Get ready! Pepper breath! Real fast!
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Get ready! Pepper breath!
Sorry. Look, I can't give you any vehicle when you're under the influence. Okay?
Sunny?
Yeah, I know. You gotta watch those no parking signs in front of the block.
Come with us if you want. If you... I don't feel so good.
Hey, look, why don't you two go get some coffee and come back in 2 hours?
Give me...
I fear this Digimon is unlike any we've encountered previously.
That's... Yeah.
Our job is to keep civilians.
Here goes! Real fast!
Now.
It's go time! Jimmy Darts!
Now.
Pepper breath!
Places.
Here goes! Real fast!
Are you okay?
Pepper breath!
I'm counting on you.
Here goes! Real fast! Get ready! One more breath!
I don't really know her, no. I just met her and a friend at a club and invited her to a party.
Well, her friend said Avery called you last night, is that right?
Yeah, like 3:30 in the morning. We're right up the Scarsdale.
Did you, right?
I laid her in the car. I told her to call Ken. She said she was lost, that was it.
She said she was lost. You just fucking...
Yeah, it was late. It's hard for us to come to the party.
So there was really under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and else. I didn't release the vehicle, and I called 911 when the mountain one passed out. So that is my story. Yellow Digimon.
You didn't see which one?
Now she got a weird one. I called the ambulance. She's still on.
Went down the highway?
Yeah, I guess.
Stretch.
Oh?
Yeah, you just watched it. The third teenager wandered onto the highway.
What up, Superman? Just went to the press. It's a flooding in. The suburban girl.
Useful. Two people who saw her on the West Side Highway once saw her getting in a cab.
License plate?
No such thing.
Redmond narrows it down to 13,000 vehicles. Maybe not. This witness says that there were flowers painted on the cab.
We're celebrating 100 years of New York taxis. Kids are painting hoods, roofs, and trunks.
This says flowers were painted on the trunk. Maybe some kids typed up.
Scott had a job.
Yes, I think I've been running around this time on the West Side Highway.
Is this so?
Maybe her, maybe not. I think my source was on the bomb in the coffee. Man, it's not enough. No, she know him. I already found him.
Where'd you stop?
The guy in the back said we to stop. Says he knows him. He's not fucking. He had 30K.
Yeah, right there. Do you know who that is?
That's Sugar. She stays here off and on. Nice girl. Matter of fact, hooker, but nice girl.
What about the dude?
I don't know. I think the girl was one of Sugar's co-workers and needed a place to sleep it off.
What is
Sam, I
it?
figured
I've never seen a Digimon.
Sugar paid his cat pimp, which makes him her pimp. Did he mess up a room?
No, he said he was with Sugar.
And then the girl, she was conscious.
And she could kind of walk on.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to call 911. That's the only conscious girl who gets dragged upstairs by pimp.
You're joking.
This is a huge... Get back, both of you!
She only showed up today.
No ordinary human could reach this place. Some government building exploded? What do you want? Prepare yourself! Calm down, Minerva. This human just looks confused to me. What? You!
Hey man, this is a crime scene now, so I'm gonna dash you to step out.
You're sure I'm coming, girl. Oh, send the CSC guys up when they get me.
Say you...
Sam Burns. Somebody used to call Suffolk County this morning. I think somebody said.
Not sure what you're talking... If something happens to that...
Her name is not Sugar. It's Melinda. Before she called this morning, we hadn't heard from her in 2 weeks.
Did she tell you where she was?
She never tells us where she is. She just asks for money.
How are you supposed to send her the money if you don't know where she is?
We say no. We always say no. We can't enable her.
Every time. It breaks my heart.
She's been thrown out of rehab 3 times. Has she ever mentioned any of the people she spends time with? The junkies and the pimps? No.
Where was she thrown out from most recently?
Parksdale Academy. It's a school for people like Melinda.
It was our last hope.
What's up with the signs? Well, we require our students to own their behavior. I know our methods may seem a little bit unorthodox, but believe me, we get results. Not so much from Melinda Woodman, I guess. No, not from Melinda. And this is Nelson's room. This is Melinda's friend. What's the thing she's got to him? Stand up. These are detectives. They need to talk to you about one thing. Okay, we'll take it to the other. Okay. Be mindful. Ready is good. Give me a practice. I don't know where she is. If I did, I wouldn't fucking drag her back. Usually my friends got like 50 place. We just want to talk to her. Either way, I don't know who she is.
But you're from the city, she's not. Betting you hook her up with someone. I also see here you were arrested for possession of meth. Linda likes meth, she would need a dealer. And so will you. When you get out of here.
A conflict over the natural laws of this world.
If we round up your dealer.
Hey,
there.
are you even listening? Homeros.
One, I might have flipped her up with one.
How your money straight? How your money straight, man? Same price as yesterday. Price ain't changed. Price ain't changed. Stop. So much like, boy, I ain't doing nothing, man. They always say that. I ain't do nothing. This kind of nothing will get you 8 to 12, bro. Now I'm on my lawyer. I got lawyers.
Slow down, my son. That might not be necessary. We're just looking for a client of yours. A white girl named Sugar.
I ain't see her in a while.
All right, turn around.
Sometimes I get messages at this bar. I'm on 125.
Oh, yeah?
Give her a call. Tell her you want her to be
Hey,
chatted.
what am I supposed to say? Tell her I'm in the 2-for-1 sale. See those parents, man? Must be rough.
Which ones? Ones with the daughter who went partying and never came back? Ones with Melinda
You can't just
who turned
suddenly
into
declare
sugar?
the
One big house.
What's all the...
Perfect life. It's too boring, or I mean.
Hey, my father.
You talk to her, Tyler.
Karoy. Have you finished
Sitting
setting off
the
the...
Let's call this a picture of her going into the hotel where you were staying.
I see
Some people stay there.
My daughter might...
You're decided to pay her account. You have to pay for stranger's tax.
Damn it, how typical. Never changes.
For enemies. Told me to go give it to the cat guy. The girl's pretty recent, so I helped.
Prepare to breach.
Linda, you're helping yourself here. The only way you can do that is tell us the truth.
That is the truth.
Look, we found Anne-Marie's blood in your hotel room. So if you ain't gonna help us find the guy that carried her up there, the whole thing gets pinned on you.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, this guy must be a real prince. Tell us who the guy is, Melinda, and we can protect you.
Quit calling me Melinda. My name is Sugar.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, you called your parents.
I can't
But
get
you
through.
also called them to let them know
What
that
the
you're
hell
still
is
alive.
happening?
Because you know they give a damn. So in your little black heart, you give a damn too.
I just found something.
What's with the weird outfit? I don't have... I mean, you're... Feels like a... Where? So... Huh? Yes.
I saw her parents on the news.
Where?
Well, there's evidence of both anal and vaginal
She's down
penetration. We got fluids to run for DNA. Cause of death was ligature strangulation. Could be an electrical cord. There's also blunt force trauma to the head, which bled profusely. Not a very nice guy, whoever he is.
There.
All we have to do is get his girl from the heck? That's easier said than done. Looks like Melinda's parents gave up on that whole tough love thing. They sprang for a lawyer. Later.
If you don't intend to charge me,
Client is being held as a material witness.
she's entitled to it.
I haven't got the faintest idea of what's happening.
Fine. Then we'll arrest her.
She's a victim. You know she's a victim.
I don't know that at all.
When Anne-Marie was raped and sodomized before she was murdered.
Hiroko!
Now you know who did that, and you can stop him from doing it again.
Oh.
If you're worried about getting in trouble yourself, we can talk to the DA.
Calm down.
This
Take a
witness
deep
is
breath
not
and tell me what
interested in
happened.
She's interested in going home.
I'm sorry. Well, they say weird things show up down here, so I thought if I caught them on video, it might go viral.
Let it go.
Hey, is that some kind of cosplay? Oh, actually, I feel like I've seen that outfit somewhere before. Hold on, don't move. So that's your name, huh? Pleased to make your acquaintance. Hey, you want to be a guest on my channel? That weird... Let's investigate. I'm Hiroko Saki.
Yeah. Inori. But what was that? Do you...
What's on anomaly? That's a Digimon.
I see. A phase electron life form, huh? Which means it was just like at the... Was it a Digimon's power that broke the lock and got us in here too? I have a lot more questions.
Sorry.
That one!
Watch. Nail scratch. Here goes. Real fast. Here goes. Real fast. Nail scratch.
She wanted she polished it up. She just couldn't keep it on top. Sugar. Did you notice it all? What, you have a little something? It's mine. That's it.
So you put your girlfriend in her place by raping and sodomizing a drunk high school girl, and then you got the balls to accuse her.
It's talking about rape. She was made so just satisfied and alive. It's on you, no idea. I know a lot of them. In any other situations, it's not the best part of town, you know. Maybe some stick-up kids. Tell you the truth, my money's on sugar. She has one jealous game.
Can't stand him with yoga, just show someone else. He knows Family Clay followed him down here.
Sure.
Interview 1.
That's
There! That one!
Pepper breath! Nail scratch! Here goes! Real fast! Yay!
That one!
Pepper breath!
Watch!
Nail scratch!
Ooh, nice one, man.
Real fast!
Ready to go! Launching cross arc! Watch!
Nail scratch!
I need to get that. Jesus.
You got it!
Take that!
Great. Do it. Do it!
Nail scratch! Here goes Smile Bear! Yes! Watch! Nail scratch! Watch! Nail scratch! Here goes!
Preparations complete.
What? Outside buildings.
So much better, isn't it?
This is a day to me. You know what you did.
I saw Tino. He was there.
My guys, just good.
You know my woman called the cops on me for smacking her around a little bit. The thing is, when they arrested me, I had a small amount of controlled substance on my person.
You want a deal?
If that worry was off my mind, memories could just come pouring out.
So, Jack, what brings you north of the border? The Ambery Liscombe case. One of your defendants, a potential witness. Won't sing with that deal? He wants a drug possession charge dropped. He'll plead to misdemeanor assault. My ADs said no. It's batting average up again. Well, I can try to keep my bucket.
You got it.
It's in everyone's interest to have a successful prosecution. You know, Jack, I'm a little surprised you were even able to find your way up here on that white horse of yours. Look, I know we had our differences, cultural differences. I live in the real world, live in a higher plane. I appreciate that. A higher plane. I've been prosecuting down and dirty in the trenches since you're... Son's wedding. I will fix it.
I'm sorry.
Sheet. I can say that. Say it. One of your chiefs is up at the sun. We have problems with that side of the street. So if I fix his parking tickets, it'll help me convict rapist murderers. I can hear the trouble.
Do it. Ready to go.
Sugar. We heard the fight, and Tito treats her pretty bad, so I thought maybe she was in need of
Much appreciated.
consolation. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone.
What happened? So I come out in the hall, and I knocked on the door, and sure enough, she was alone.
And where was she?
She was down the hall in the bathroom, just like Sugar said.
Sugar let you into the
I tried to, but she kept me out. I could tell she was hiding something. She kept looking back in her bag, sticking out the bed. Like one of those big duffel bags, you know.
Could
You see what was in it? They don't shake.
I thought maybe it was a robbing a hotel, but it wasn't the first time she was trying to get in.
Ready to go.
I can see it. Besides that, don't they? Did Sugar see that? Did they?
Go!
Be inside the bag?
Get ready, cover round!
Timmy's girlfriend said he saw her downstairs in the air shaft after tea.
Real stretch!
There's a murder weapon. Handling the trash heap up behind the shaft. Like Mercedes bag prints on the bag and the handbag. That's it.
Tina's prints.
It's Melinda's. She killed Anne Marie. Tina
Get ready,
did.
cover round!
The body.
Oh, yeah!
Finished it.
I'm sorry. Everyone.
By the time Ross cleared his throat behind me, I already hated Vesper a little. On the main display, the planet filled half the screen. Blue white clouds, bronze continents, a bright swath of ocean. Nothing wrong with it. That was the problem. Finley, final medical clearance. Ross hovered at my shoulder, boots hooked into the deck restraint, one hand on the back of my chair. The mission commander always looked like he was bracing for a punch, even during routine checklists. Vitals for the landing party are green, I told him. No one is going to drop dead on touchdown. I did not add, not from anything I can see. The transport shuddered as the descent thrusters kicked harder. A low vibration ran through the chair into my spine. Outside, Vesper's upper atmosphere stripped heat from the hull. The color balance on the forward feed shifted from white haze to brown cloud. Atmospheric mix, perfect with intolerance, if anything too clean. Trace gases within human comfort range. No free toxins. Soil readings from the probe, rich in organics, almost no heavy metals, no background spores, no microbial signatures of any kind. Too easy, I murmured. Ross heard that. What is? Everything. I pulled up the microbiology panel again as if a whole biosphere might appear in the margins if I glared hard enough. We are about to walk onto a planet with water, oxygen, carbon, and no native life. Nothing microscopic in the air, nothing in the soil. No weird proteins, no rogue enzymes, just blanks. That is why we are here, Ross reminded me. You sign off that the blanks are real. I sign off that we can build on them. Corporate gets its new garden. Everyone gets paid. He sounded relaxed. He was not. I could hear the tension in the way he clipped each phrase like he was swallowing other sentences. I am signing off that no current test shows danger. I countered. That is all I can give you. Ross squeezed my shoulder once and pushed off toward the cockpit. I will take that to mean you are done arguing with gravity. Strap in, Doctor. The ship dropped, steadied, dropped again. Miguel's voice came through the cabin intercom from the pilot seat. Touchdown in 30, he said. Try not to puke in your visor, gentlemen. That would be a rough first impression. I tightened my harness and glanced across the small cabin. Tariq met my eyes and raised his brows over his mask. A silent, "Are we okay?" I gave him the smallest nod I could manage. Tariq knew me well enough to read the gap between that nod and the truth. We broke through the last shelf of cloud. The forward feed showed a desert of low, rolling hills covered in bronze dust and pale stone, with a river cutting a dark line across the middle distance. The landing site sat on a flat patch near the riverbank, where the probe had already dropped a marker beacon and a small equipment panel. Miguel eased the ship down, thrusters kicking up sheets of dust. The hull trembled, then settled. The vibration faded to a low tremor through the metal. "Contact," Miguel called. "Welcome to Vesper. Try not to break it." Harness buckles snapped free in staggered pops. I unhooked and floated for half a second, then pushed off toward the locker wall. Helmets, surface suits, standard field packs, everything laid out in familiar order, as comforting as ritual can be. I pulled my suit on, checking seams and seals, running fingers along joints that could kill you if they failed. When I reached for my helmet, my hand paused. Problem? Ross had his helmet half on, chin strap loose, his dark hair plastered down from the flight. We do not know why this air is so clean, I said. If there is any kind of reactive agent out there, filters will pick it up faster than bare mucous membranes. We have done the scans. The probe breathed this air for weeks with a whole lab strapped to its back, and nothing grew in the dishes. He clicked his helmet down. The faceplate polarized for a moment, then cleared. We will be cautious. We will also not suffocate ourselves just because nature finally handed us something easy. I did not argue. I sealed my own helmet, checked everyone's indicators, and triggered the suit diagnostic. Green across the board. We cycled through the airlock. The inner door went first. A soft rush of equalizing pressure brushed my ears. The outer door lifted, letting light spear in. No hiss, no dramatic fog, just the quiet opening of metal onto a world that had never heard a human voice. Vesper's daylight flooded the chamber, thin, pale, slightly muted by dust. The river lay off to the left, a flat strip of dark glass. The hills beyond looked low enough to walk in a day, their slopes smoothed by ages of wind. My boots touched Vesper's soil. It gave less than I expected, more compact than desert sand, more like very fine grit pressed into place. The ground carried a faint tremor from the thrusters as they wound down, then settled into stillness. Ross, Tariq breathed over the suit channel. This is... Look at it. It is waiting for us. That is the job. Ross stepped ahead purely for the symbolism of being first. Welcome to Vesper Surface Operations. Helmets stay on for now while we plant the habitat. Once we have internal readings and a clean cycle, we will talk about tasting the local air. That was a compromise. I took it. The first few hours were all motion and equipment. We walked supplies from the pallet to the clearing, locked down the modular habitat base, and watched Miguel swear at a stubborn support strut until it locked at the right angle. I did routine checks, heart rate, oxygen saturation, skin tape, quick ultrasound sweeps when someone complained about a twinge. No one had anything more serious than sore muscles and the usual cramped feeling after too long strapped into landing couches. Vesper stayed quiet. The soil core samples we took around the site all looked the same. Fine bronze grains, a scattering of small pale stones, consistent levels of carbon compounds at every depth. When we crushed a stone, its interior matched the outside. No veins, no inclusions. As if a child had sketched rock, and the planet had followed instructions exactly and no further. Near the ship, a line of larger boulders marked the edge of an old dry channel. Their surfaces were etched with thin, parallel grooves, each about as wide as a fingernail, running in straight bands from top to bottom, not worn curves. More like something had laid combs along and pressed down, again and again. I brushed gloved fingers along one of the grooves. The stone felt slightly warmer than the air, as if it held some memory of the thruster's heat. I logged a quick note on my wrist unit for later. Grooves. Unnatural, not wind. Check under micro. Quit romancing the rock, Doctor. Miguel lugged a crate past me toward the habitat. We need you on filter duty before those air units clog with dust. Keep dreaming. I am not doing your maintenance. He grinned through his visor and kept walking. By the time the habitat inflated and the frame locked into place, the sun had tilted toward late afternoon. Ross authorized the first interior entry. We cycled through the airlock, dumped suits and helmets, and stood in our new box of home. The habitat walls were a pale, synthetic fiber stretched over ribs, anchored deep into the compacted soil. Floor plates clamped together under our boots.
Overhead, the air unit purred as it pulled in outside gas through filters and released it into the room. Everyone peeled sweat-damp undersuits from their shoulders and eased muscles that had not loved the descent. A faint baked dust taste clung to the air, even after filtration. Not unpleasant, just present. Atmospheric monitors, Ross called. Stable, I answered, eyes on the handheld.
Are you okay?
Oxygen where we wanted, no carbon spikes, no particulates over baseline. He looked around our small common space, folding table, pinned-down chairs, 2 workstations, 1 medrack in the corner. The walls shivered slightly with each gust of outside wind. We are not on a station in deep orbit anymore, Ross told us. This is a planet that will feed our grandchildren. Time to treat it like one. Helmets off are authorized inside the habitat. He unclipped his mask, then his collaring. For a moment, the only sound was the fan and the quiet tap of someone shifting their weight. Ross pulled his helmet free. Dark hair sprang damply up. He took his first unfiltered breath of Vesper and held it, eyes closed, like a man tasting the first sip of a long-promised drink. If anyone drops, I will make a note, I muttered. Tariq laughed and popped his own seals. Miguel followed. One by one, the other men slid out of their gear until I was the only one still half-suited. They were all watching me now. Not with open pressure. Just the kind of attention that says, if you hold us back, you'd better have a reason stronger than a hunch. I unlatched my own helmet. The collar ring clicked loose. Cool air brushed sweaty skin at my throat. I lifted the helmet, set it on the floor, and inhaled Vesper. A little lighter than a sea-level breath on Earth. There was a taste of dust and something else under it, like stone that had never known moss or lichen. Blank. My chest tightened anyway, purely from nerves. Happy? Ross asked. Ask me in a week. He clapped me on the shoulder and moved off to his workstation. We worked through the rest of the day in the usual landing haze. Tariq ran his first full series of soil mixes at the bench, checking how Vesper dirt took water and fertilizer. Miguel pulled apart an air filter to check for early clogging. Ross drafted the first report to corporate. I set up the med bay in one corner, compact bed, diagnostic unit, tiny lab stack. Then I did what I always do on first day service. I checked everyone. Quick scans, quick blood draws, quick questions. Any dizziness, any tingling, any unusual tastes or sensations. The routine took less than an hour. I stored baselines for comparison. By nightfall, exhaustion hit all at once. We ate, traded a few half-hearted jokes and fell into our bunks. Vesper's wind moved outside, rasping over the habitat's skin in long strokes. It sounded less like weather and more like breath. I did not sleep well. The cough started on the second day. We had split into pairs to run environment sweeps. Ross and Miguel took the river and a stretch of the far bank. I stayed near the habitat with Tariq, pulling soil cores at set distances. He was on his third sample when he coughed once. Then again, a dry bark that bent him slightly at the waist. Fine. He waved me off when I looked over. Too much dust in the helmet yesterday, that is all. Humor me. I slung my kit bag down next to him. If you die on my watch, I get paperwork. He rolled his eyes, but let me pop open the portable scope and fit the contact pad against his ribs. The handheld imager gave me a grey outline of lung fields, heart shadow, bone. Everything looked normal at first pass. I upped the resolution, tracing the delicate foam of air sacs and capillaries. There, along the lower edge of the right lung, in the region physicians always worry about, a faint cluster of rounded pockets that did not quite match the usual texture. A little too smooth, a little too regular, like glass beads tucked into foam. Tariq, I murmured, have you ever had pneumonia? Scarring? Once as a kid. Hospital, oxygen, the whole performance. He hesitated. Is there a mark? Possibly a small one. I saved the image. The unit's tiny processor overlaid a comparison against baseline from orbit. The new pockets were not there before. I logged it as anomaly monitor because I did not have anything better to call it. He coughed again that evening during dinner. Miguel started complaining about grit on his skin when he sweated. Feels like beach sand, he muttered, rubbing at the inside of his elbow. When he lifted his arm, small crystals clung to the hair.
Now.
They caught the light like grains of salt. You always this dramatic about your personal hygiene? Ross asked. Come closer. I will share. I scraped a few grains into a sample tube. Under the bench scope, they looked like tiny, dry seeds. Oval, faintly ridged, a little more organic than salt should be. I tapped one with the tip of a sterile probe. It cracked. The inside showed a different texture from the shell, but the magnification on this little toy would not tell me more. I ran a quick field test. Half the grains went into a slide with distilled water. The rest went onto a pinch of Vespa soil in a dish. Water set did nothing. The grains sank, sat, and stayed as what they were. The soil set changed. At first nothing, then a slight swell along the ridged sides. The shell split in a slow, clean line. Something inside pushed up, pale and soft as new fingernails. Under the scope, hair-thin filaments unfurled and sank into the surrounding dirt. Okay, I whispered. I collected myself and walked to the common table with the empty tube. Everyone listen, I told them. From now on, anything that comes off your body goes into containment. Sweat crystals, skin flakes, hair, nail clippings, anything. If you cough, I want it in a dish. If you sneeze, I want it in a dish. If you bleed, we do not wipe it on our pants. We collect it, and I see it. Miguel lifted his brows. Romantic. This is not a joke. We have interaction between human excretions and Vespa soil that we did not see in pre-landing tests. Ross rubbed the bridge of his nose. Define interaction. Something in Miguel's sweat hardened into grains. Those grains opened in contact with Vespa soil and sent fibers into it. Nothing happened in water. I am not guessing about that. He leaned back, chair creaking. You think the planet is reacting to us? I think something out there recognizes us as more than tourists. Silence settled across the table. It was not comfortable, but it held. Fine, Ross decided. We add Finley's morbid souvenir collection to protocol. No one panics, no one slacks. We keep logging data, we keep working. He moved on to the next item. Supply checks, survey paths for the morning. I let the planning fade into the background while I watched Tariq, who had his hand pressed lightly to his chest. He caught me looking and forced a crooked smile. If something grows out of me, you are responsible for naming it. Absolutely not. The next morning, the wind came up early. Dust rose in curtains, blurring the edges of hills and ship. The sky went from clear to a pale, uniform smear. Sensors kept insisting everything was fine. We split again. This time Ross took the far ridge with two of the others. Miguel stayed at the habitat, working on exterior anchor points for a second module. I walked out with Tariq, following a line of flagged stakes that marked a radial transect from camp to the river. The ground underfoot felt slightly more packed than on the first day, like thousands of tiny pieces had settled on boots. You know what bothers me? Tariq asked, stepping over a low rock. That you have not yet named a soil type after yourself. The soil is too consistent. Every sample I pull looks like the last one. Same grain size, same mix, same response to water. That is not how planets work. You get zones, layers, pockets. It is like someone laid down a single recipe and walked away. He coughed once, shook it off. We kept walking. By the time we reached the river, a fine film of dust coated our boots and lower legs. Vespa's water moved slowly, more like thick glass shifting in a long, patient wave than a busy current. I took readings while Tariq knelt at the bank and filled song flasks. Do you ever think about how many worlds we might ruin by accident? He asked, still facing the water. That is a cheerful topic. I mean it. We bring seeds, microbes, stray spores everywhere we go. Little stories living in our guts. We step down, and the local story gets smothered. But here, there is no local story. He straightened, wiped his glove on his thigh. You would think that would feel like a relief. It does not. He opened his mouth to answer. The cough hit him mid-sentence, not the dry little bark from before. This one ripped up from somewhere deep, folding him in half, sample flask flying. He braced his hands on his knees, helmet tilted toward the ground, body shuddering with each convulsion. Sound tore through the suit channel, rough and wet. Tariq, I grabbed his shoulder. Try to inhale slowly. Do not fight it. Useless advice, but doctors still say it even when we know better. Another violent cough racked him. Something dark spattered onto the dust between his boots. For one brittle second, I thought it was blood. Then I saw the shapes. They were not drops. They were small bags, each about the size of a pea, clustered together in a wet heap. Their outer skin looked translucent, faintly pearly, like fish eggs that had been dried out, then moistened again.
Now,
Tariq paused and straightened, hand pressing against his chest. I am fine, he rasped. Just something caught. I guided him a step back. Hold still. Through the visor, his face looked grey and strained, but his oxygen readout stayed in the green. Pulse up, but not dangerous. I crouched over the heap between his boots. The bags shifted almost imperceptibly, not from internal motion, but from settling. A few had already rolled off the top of the pile and come to rest directly on bare ground. Boots had scuffed the dust aside. Where they touched Vesper soil, their skins began to crease. Tariq, did you have anything in your throat when we left the habitat? Food? Fluid? No. As we watched, the first bag cracked. A thin line opened along one side. Pale matter bulged out, then pushed free, unfurling in the open air. A hair-thin stalk extended upward, glistening, then split into two flared leaves. Within moments, faintly threaded through, color deepening as if drawn up from the ground. Another bag cracked. Another stalk rose. The pile of coughed-up mass turned into a tiny cluster of plants, each no higher than my thumb. I felt a tick in my jaw. The old warning pulse of tension that meant my body understood something before my mind did. This was too fast. Faster even than engineered growth mediums on a station. The leaves oriented themselves not to the pale sun, but to the direction of the river, as if chasing moisture instead of light. I snapped a sample vial from my belt, scooped two of the intact bags and one new sprout into it, and sealed it before they could push roots through the vial's base. Back to the habitat, I ordered. Now. Tariq did not argue this time. The walk back blurred.
Thanks.
Every few steps I checked it. No new coughs, oxygen steady. The vial in my hand felt absurdly small, too fragile for what it held. At the airlock, I triggered decontamination. We stood still while fine particles of neutralizing powder rained down from above, clinging to suits and equipment. Lights pulsed.
You idiot, Inori! What are you doing?
You need to run! Get ready! Catch our breath!
Now.
Get ready! Pepper breath!
I'm counting on you. Now.
Pepper breath!
Please.